I picked up this YZ125 on Craigslist. It didn't run when I got it. No spark, brakes didn't work. I got that all sorted out and was going over it, replacing all the missing bolts. And one that appeared to be missing was this front suspension bolt, specifically the lower one. They're both replaced now. It turned out it wasn't missing, it was broken. So whoever had it before me tried to over torque it, I guess, and broke it off. So the way this clamp works is this side is clearance and this side's threaded, and your bolt goes in and clamps down on the fork. And so here is the extracted broken stud that was right in there. And I've used the trick I'm about to explain before, but I had to use it again, obviously, to get this out. And I hadn't seen anybody else using it, so I thought I'd go ahead and explain what I think the best way is to extract a broken bolt. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and explain my trick. This is the top bolt. I replaced it because it's bent. I don't know if the video is going to pick it up or not, but it's definitely bent. And then this is the one that I had to extract, and you can see, based on this other bolt, that it broke right at the split in the clamp. So right where the thread started. And my trick that I use when I can't get a bolt out using some other method is to center punch it, drill it, and then run a left-handed tap in. So this is a M8 by 1.25, and this left-handed tap is a number 8-32 left hand. And so the way it works is once you tap drill your broken stud, you run your left-handed tap in to the left. That tightens the tap, but on a normal bolt or stud it would be the direction you'd turn to loosen. So what you do is you drill your tap hole so it's blind, meaning it doesn't go all the way through. And then as you're running in your left-handed tap, once it bottoms out, you won't be able to turn it anymore. You keep turning it as if you're going to try and tighten the left-handed tap, and that's going to tighten it into the stud. But what it's going to do is it's going to be turning counterclockwise, and eventually turn it hard enough and it will break your stud free, and then you just run your stud out. And then once you get it out, put it in a vise or something and remove your tap, and you're good. So that's kind of the high level. Again, drill a blind hole with your tap drill, run your left-handed tap in. When it bottoms out, crank over on it, and it'll break it free. So I'll try and quickly cover how you want to pick your tap size. So quick background: any threaded fastener has a minor diameter, a pitch diameter, and a major diameter. The major diameter is the largest diameter, so if you have a M8, it's going to be roughly 8 millimeters. The minor diameter is the smallest diameter. It's the distance between the valleys of your threads. So you want to pick a tap whose major diameter, its biggest diameter, is smaller than your broken fastener's minor diameter. Otherwise, you risk running your tap into through the threads of your broken fastener, and that'll mess you up. So you can look all this stuff up in tables online. All I did was grab a couple sections, run through my example real quick. My broken bolt was an M8 by 1.25 or 1.25, and so it's got a minor diameter of 6.272 millimeters. I used a number 8-32 left-handed tap, so it's got a major diameter of 0.1631 inches. So the minor diameter of the M8, 6.272, converted to inches, is almost 1/4 inch. So you can see then that my tap, the major diameter on my tap, is significantly smaller than the minor diameter of the bolt I'm trying to extract. And I did this intentionally because if you're off center with your center punch and your tap drill, which you will be to some degree, it's going to use up some of that play. So by giving yourself a little more room between the minor diameter of the bolt you're trying to take out and the major diameter of your tap, you're giving yourself some wiggle room to be off center, which, especially in this instance where the bolt was inside of a clamp, is very helpful. You look, I could have used a left-handed M6 because its major diameter is smaller than the minor diameter of the M8, but only by 0.2 millimeters. So I wouldn't have had any wiggle room to be off with my center punch and my tap drill. So that's kind of just what you want to consider when you're using this method. But so far I'm 3 for 3, I think, on it, and hasn't failed me yet. The only way I can see this method not working out is if you break your tap off in your stud, because your stud won't break free, and that would really suck. So just be aware of how hard you're turning on it, and know what size tap you have, and try and use some of your previous experience to know when you're turning too hard if you're getting close to breaking your tap. Also, you want to, if you have a bigger stud, you want to use a bigger tap, and obviously follow the same same kind of guidelines I used here. You want to undersize your tap from your stud so that you don't run your tap into the threads of the stud you're trying to remove. But definitely don't want to go too small, because if you had a half-inch bolt you're trying to remove with a number 8, you might run into some problems. But it definitely works better than using your standard screw extractors, which in my experience don't work at all. So I hope this helps somebody. Definitely it's worked for me so far.